Hi there, thank you for stopping by to share with Julie today. I hope you're having a fantabulous day today. And in today's video, I'm touching on intermittent fasting. So, what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is a pattern or cycle of eating in which you have periods when you eat and periods when you don't eat, or periods where you have significant reduction in calorie intake. People have sought to incorporate intermittent fasting in their lives in various ways. For some people, it's a lifestyle choice. It's something they do day in, day out. And for some people, they will incorporate some form or method of intermittent fasting in order to help them, lose weight, get healthier, and and so forth. So why does it work? Why does intermittent fasting work? And in a nutshell, that's because when the body is not focused on digesting foods, the body does spend a lot of energy digesting foods. And for some of us, we eat constantly. We're always nibbling on something. And for everything you eat and for everything you drink, the body has to digest it. The body has to digest, the body has to absorb, the body has to assimilate, and this takes energy. And so when the body is not digesting foods, the body can put its attention towards dealing with cleaning house inside, so to speak. So this is a time where the body can begin to rid itself of some of the toxins, acids, mucus, and these things that are lodged inside the body, that are lodged inside our cells and our tissues. The body can begin to work at getting rid of some of these things. When it's not focused on digesting food, its energy can be diverted to doing that. And this is why you find when people go on fasting, they'll heal themselves of all kinds of diseases by going on fasting. And that is because the body can now focus on healing itself once it's not just totally consumed with digesting foods. And for reasons such as these, intermittent fasting can prove quite useful, whether as a short-term approach to improving health or a long-term lifestyle approach. Different people take different approach to intermittent fasting, and so you find that there are actually various methods of intermittent fasting that exist out there now, and you probably see some more popping up here and there, because it's a kind of thing where you can use the information that is there and work it into your lifestyle in such a way that you can benefit health-wise. And I think that's also why there are so many different approaches to it. So what are some of the methods being practiced today? Some of the methods of intermittent fasting include the 16-8 method, in which you fast for a 16-hour period and you consume food within the next 8-hour period. And this varies by individual, but usually they will not consume food during the what would be considered the breakfast period. So for example, your 8-hour period could be, say, 12 to 8, or it could be 2 to 10, and I guess individual would change it according to how it fits into their lifestyle. Then another method is the 5-2 method. And with the 5-2 method, you will consume a regular calorie intake for both men or women, depending on your gender, over a 5-day period, or eating normally over a 5-day period. And then the next 2 days you consume a limited number of calories. So for women it might be 500 calories maximum on those each consecutive day, and for men it might be 600. And another method is the eat, stop, eat method, and this is where you eat regularly. You eat regularly throughout the week, but for 1 or 2 days of the week you would fast for a 24-hour period. So you would not consume anything over a 24-hour period. Another method is the fast 5. The fast 5 method is where you fast and you eat within a 5-hour window. You eat within a 5-hour window. So you have a 5-hour window in which you would consume your foods. And like I said, there are various methods. Some people don't. Some people only consume 1 meal per day. And there are various considerations in which people use to determine which method suits them and suit their beliefs, and ideology, lifestyle, and so forth. So you can check it out and I guess see which works for you. So have I tried any of these methods? Yes. For a period I did the fast 5 method. I did that for a period, and now at the moment I would say my diet is more in line with the 16-8. To varying degrees, it's more in line with the 16-8, because for most days I'll start eating after 12, and I usually would have my last meal before 8 o'clock. Most times I have my last meal like by 7. I'm like done, and probably if I feel like I have a cup of tea before I go to my bed or something like that. Will everybody have the same kind of results with intermittent fasting? No, because we're all different, and our bodies work differently. But more importantly, if we take an approach to intermittent fasting where I can eat whatever, because then I'm going to just practice intermittent fasting and everything will be okay. It doesn't work like that. You will not have the same result as if you consume, on the periods when you eat, you consume mostly animal flesh and cheese and a lot of dairy product. You will not have the same benefits as someone who choose to consume fruits and vegetables and basically maintain a plant-based diet during the period in which they eat during their intermittent fasting period or lifestyle approach. So it's not it's not true that it doesn't matter what you eat. You are what you eat, and what you eat will affect the kind of benefits you will get, regardless of what anybody's saying. That is true. What you eat will have an impact on the type of benefit that you will receive from intermittent fasting. As I noted, it can be a good way of improving one's health overall, and also disciplining oneself. Because oftentimes we eat not because we are hungry, but it's because it's habit. It's 12 o'clock. I always eat at 12 o'clock, so I must, have something. And our body has gotten used to that, and so we will crave to consume foods during, certain periods. So, that is a large part of it. It takes practice, everything, because once you're used to doing things one way and you want to change, if you want to incorporate some form of intermittent fasting into your lifestyle, just understand that it's something that you just work with, and it will take time for you to just get used to eating a different way, and it's a new way of eating, and your body have to get used to that. Your body have to get used to that. But once you give yourself time to get used to it, within a 30-day period, you would get used to it, even before that time. If it's something that you practice consistently, so if you choose to make that a lifestyle approach, or whether you want to use it as a short-term approach for improving your health and well-being, go for it. One thing I want to say also is that if you decide to incorporate intermittent fasting in your life for whatever reason, don't think of it as a diet of deprivation, because that's starting off on the wrong foot. The power of the mind here. Don't think of it as deprivation. Think of it as, what? I need to take a break from foods at certain time, because I need to improve my health. I need to feel better, and this is a way, of achieving that. So, condition the mind to think of it as something that is beneficial, and you'll find that it becomes easier for you to incorporate in your life, and less of a struggle, So don't think of it as an approach of deprivation, but rather a choice that you're making for long-term benefit or short-term benefit, however you want it to benefit you.
It is also important to note that the researches that have been done indicate that intermittent fasting can lead to improved brain capacity, improve overall health, and extension of one's lifespan.
Alright, so that's it for now. So that's it, in a nutshell. I hope you found this useful. Subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos. Don't forget, be the change you'd like to see in this world. Have a fantabulous day today. Ta-ta.